Did I ever tell you about the time when I was a bartender on the Russian boats?
Should we rename Did I Ever Tell You About the Time? We still don't know. No, this one doesn't ring a bell, especially Russian.
The Russian.
Oh, wait. Something about the bottles downstairs? No. Am I getting this right? You caught someone doing something on the boat?
That? Yeah, okay. So it's that.
Okay.
But, and I'm sure if I told you that part, I must have told you the end. But I'll say it anyway. I was bartending on my girlfriend at the time's father's boats at a Sheep's Head Bay, right across from Randazzo's Clam Bar. And one day we go on and they're like, listen, these are some Russian mobsters that are going to get on the boat and just give them whatever they want. He's my girlfriend's father at the time wasn't getting on the boat, so I was kind of like running everything. So I'm up there at the main bar. I'm at the main bar. I'm the main bartender, me and this other guy. These Russian guys get on the bar. Like, we're like, oh, what kind of drinks do you guys like? Because, you kind of cater to the party. He goes, oh, don't worry, my guys will handle it. I'm like, oh, but no, we're the bartenders. He goes, not tonight. And I was like,
yes.
We're in the bar, though. Like, we're behind. What do you want us to do? And he goes, you're going to go downstairs. He goes, I made a little mini bar, like, for the kids, for Shirley Temple and stuff like that. You do that bar. This is just a guy who, like, runs the... Like, he paid to come on the boat. He's telling me what to do.
That's crazy.
On the boat, he goes, we set up a little bar with, like, sodas.
I got
You're just going to pour drinks and Shirley Temples for the Russian children.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. What am I going to do? Argue with this guy?
Right.
So with that, I'm just down there. I'm like, there's no service on the boat. I'm in the middle of the water. I'm like, I guess I just got to fucking do this. It was also my job to count everybody who comes on. There's like 295 people that come on. So everybody comes on. So I count whatever, 295. You have to know. 2 hours into the boat trip, whatever. I go in a back room. To get a crate of something. There's a girl on her knees, guy pants around the ankles. She's giving him
hey, babe.
He, with the door open like that, opens up into the party. He doesn't say, oh my God, what's going on? He goes, what do you need? As she's still just blowing him, he goes, what do you need? What do you need? And I was like,
sounds like a Scorsese movie.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get a crate or whatever. He goes, go do it. I was like,
no.
Should I come back? I didn't know what. I was 22 years old. He goes, go do it. Okay, fine. So I go do it, whatever. I'm like, this is the craziest night of all time.
Yeah.
Then there's a fight. There's like a huge fight on the boat. So, it's a problem when there's a huge fight on the boat. Obviously, we had one security guard. It's Russian gangsters, whatever. Oof. The Coast Guard comes on the side of the boat. We had to hit, like, the first man had to hit, like, a Mayday thing. They come on, break it up. Everything's fine, whatever. We get back into Sheep's Head Bay thing. It's 2 o'clock in the morning now. Have to count everyone out. 294. So.
Oh, you told me this. Yes.
294.
Holy shit.
Hey, babe. I say we got a problem.
Holy hey, babe.
Yeah, holy hey, babe. I say we got a problem. It's 294. I didn't miscount. It's 294. And, I'm like, what's going on? Whatever. Call the guy who was like in charge of everything. He's like, I don't know, but it's Russian gangster, so I don't want to get involved. I'm like, so I'm 22 years old. I'm supposed to just leave. There could be a murder. Could have happened. It could be a dead Russian in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know. What? Okay. So I'm like, okay, I can't sleep that night, whatever. A week later, I get a call from a detective in the NYPD. Were you the bartender on this boat? I said, yeah. He goes, well, somebody's missing. Do you have any information? I said exactly what I did. 294, 295. There was a fight, blah, blah, blah. Never heard anything about it again. Never heard anything about it in the paper. Don't know what happened.
Wow.
Somebody didn't make it off that boat, though.
Somebody went OB.
Yeah. Yeah, that story, and then the second sickest story I have about bartending on those boats is we used to do. Did I ever tell you the story about the wedding, the dry docked wedding?
You got to continue, and I'll let you know.
So real quick, so a lot of times people would get married on the boat. They would get married on the top level of the boat because then the boat, the ceremony is on land, so there's not any problems. Then the ceremony, the reception is you go around Statue of Liberty, blah 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 blah. Wedding starts 12 o'clock. So we get there 10 o'clock, setting up the boat, blah, 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 blah. The groom's there. Everyone's happy. Always waiting for the bride. You wait for the bride because, the bride makes the entrance. That's any wedding.
Sure.
So, same thing. You see the limo come down, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It's 12 o'clock. So whatever. Now it's 11:55. Bride's not there. No big deal. So it happens. 12:15. Bride's not there yet. captain of the boat's like, listen, can we just check in with her? Because obviously, of course, she wants to make an entrance. It's a little late. But, by 1:30, we really need to get out there. There's, dock space. There's a whole business. Gas. We're kind of sitting idle. No problem.
I think I was telling her.
So 12:15 comes, no bride. 12:30, no bride. 12:45, we see the bride coming. We see the limo coming. We see the white limo coming. So thank God she's there. He's saying, I'm going to marry. This is going to be my life. I'm marrying a woman. She's always late. I mean, late for her own wedding. She'll be late for her own funeral. Like, those kinds of old school Ginzo jokes.
Sure.
Bride's mom gets out. Ooh. Bride's mother gets out, which is like, okay, great. It's going to keep the door open, for the long, beautiful dress. Bride's mom gets out, shuts the door. So we're like, it's not the bride. That's the bride's mom. Bride's mom's walking down. I mean, the whole boat is looking. She's walking down like a long thing. It's like the gangway is like going like this. She's like an older woman. Bride's mom comes up, tells the, first mate or like whoever was the maitre d', I guess you say, bride got cold feet. She's not coming. She doesn't want to get married. So the first mate, maitre d' guy.
The first maitre d'.
First maitre d' gets on the microphone and says, I'm sorry, she's not coming. He's like, so, we're figuring out what to do. We have a plan for this. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. Please talk amongst yourselves. With that, for whatever reason, the husband or groom gets the mic from him and says, look, we all paid for this wedding. This wedding's paid for. The captain, the guy who owned the boat company, was willing to give him half the money back, which is pretty good. At least you'll get half the money back. He doesn't have to give him any money back. You sign all these contracts no matter what.
Sure.
He says, I feel terrible. Half the money back. Goes, no, keep the money. We're having a party. It's supposed to be the best day of my life. It's going to be the best day of my life, and I'm not going to do anything else. We're going to have this party. We're going to rage on. We're like, okay, I mean, as long as it's okay with you. I mean, because now it's just a party on the boat.
Right.
Most of the wedding party, the groom's wedding party stays. So most of the bridesmaids, never even the bridesmaids knew. Nobody knew that she was going to do this. They get off. A few get on. A few stay on. A few get off. We take off. This guy is pounding liquor.
Oh my God.
Pounding liquor.
Oh my God.
We're about an hour and a half. He's dancing. He's like, this is the best night of my life. Things like that. Pounding liquor. At one point, I saw him trying to make out with a female guest. She's like, stop, you're drunk, whatever. Start going crazy. We're going. It was never forget. It's 6:30. We always do a lap. You do a lap around the Statue of Liberty. It's 6:30 in the summer, so it's beautiful. Yeah. Lights are on. He's standing on a couch, like on the boat, standing on a couch, saying, "This is the best day of my life. I'm so sorry. Whatever. We made it work. Vanessa, you're missing the best night of life. I love you, but I understand what you did." And he starts yelling. He goes like, "I understand what you did, and I know that was probably wrong, and I'm sorry for all the mistakes I made." And starts crying, jumps off the boat.
Oh my God!
Jumps off the boat. I swear to God, jumps off the boat in front of us all.
Holy
hey babe.
Holy
hey babe.
Holy
hey babe.
Jumps off.
Let me tell you something. That is not the first time you saw someone try to jump to the end. There's another story. Let's tell that. But no, wait, hold on. Do you think that he was like, as soon as he heard she wasn't coming, he's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna jump off. Yeah. And so it was an affront to get everybody on to do that, to maybe either deal with the grief or to stick it to her that she caused that, or do you think he just in that moment got caught up and did it in that moment?
Well,
I'm hyperventilating.
The good news is not the good news. Just so everyone's edge of seat, he survived. Again, Coach got to come. He survived. He could swim. We got him out.
I have an adrenaline headache right now,
dude.
Hey babe.
On the trip back, we were asking the same questions to his friends, and most of his friends were like, "I don't know, this isn't like him, whatever." Then we're talking, some guest at the wedding who wasn't a groomsman, but knew them. He goes, "I think it was my fault." This guy, and I was listening. I wasn't talking directly to me, but in earshot. And one of the groomsmen was like, "What do you mean? How can it be your fault, Phil?" He's like, "Well, you know how he doesn't really drink that much, but he was drinking. It's his, wedding night. He just got left on his wedding night." He said, "But then I gave him a little Coke."
Oh my God.
So he does the first line of Coke he's ever done in his life on the night his wife doesn't show up for his own wedding and jumps off the boat in front of the Statue of Liberty.
He could have died.
Could have died? Oh, easily could have died.
Hey babe.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. Hey, babe.